Hi, it's Sherry St. Marie, and we are going to go live even though we are having some technical fun today. So, I'm actually operating off of my iPhone 13, which would not have been my preference. However, listen, the lady always shows up for the live, right? And I always make sure I do the best job I can for you. So, what I wanted to do today was to invite you actually for Thanksgiving, right? And so I welcome you to Thanksgiving virtual Florida style, right? Because we can be wherever we are. It can be that simple. You don't know me, a lot of you. Some of you know me very well. And I am a woman who has always tremendously enjoyed the thankfulness, the gracefulness, the gratitude of Thanksgiving. And so I typically spend the entire month just focusing on what I'm grateful for, what I'm thankful for, especially when the world is feeling right, a little bit not so comfortable at the minute. And just thinking about the things that are good in your life, making sure you're staying connected to the good people, right? When it feels bigger and different. So I am Sherry St. Marie. And some of you, again, I realize don't know me. Some of you know me very well, and I appreciate you so much for showing up. If you follow me on social media, the thing you need to understand is that I am different on different platforms. So if you've not seen this long form of me, this is a nice chance, right, for you to get to know me a little bit better. Some of you know me very well this way, and some of you know me in person. So I will back up again and just say hello and thank you for taking a little bit of time to gather on Thanksgiving, which is tomorrow, but you can watch this whenever you want to. What I appreciate about this platform is the fact that this is exactly it. So here's a hint in who I am, right? I am somebody who cannot help my big heart, making sure that everybody is okay on Thanksgiving and different holidays and all of the different stages and places that you might be in life. It is something that is great about me, and it's also something that, right, it's a defect. I am an empath, I can't help it. And so I want to make sure that everybody feels good and okay, and they know they're valued, and that they aren't alone if they don't want to be alone, and all of that good stuff. So, this is a cool way to do this. What I love about social media, a lot of people have issues with social media, but for me, the part I focus on in thankfulness and whatever is look at how easily we can gather. It's just a matter of the internet. Or you going to the library. Or you being on your yacht. I don't really care. And we can either do this live. I see you guys showing up. Thank you so much. I have a lot of really great people who always show up, or we can do this virtually whenever you want to. So what's super cool is whether you're with me today, thank you. Whether you're with me later, thank you. If you are on your own tomorrow, the coolest thing in the world is no, you're not. So let's hang out, let's talk. Let me show you like my real happy to be your friend situation. And so this is what's super cool. I am Sherry St. Marie. I've actually been on social media for 12 years in December. I cannot believe it. I will be very soon 54. I would like to say a happy Thanksgiving, actually, for the first time in my life, missing it with my family, to my mom and to my sister and my nieces and nephews and brother in law, but also especially to my adult children and their significant loves of their lifetime. And so Katie and Logan, CJ and Callie, and Julia and Jimmy, happy Thanksgiving. It's the first time that we're not physically together. However, I'm thrilled as a mom that my children are in love and they are happy and they are thankful and that they are making a difference in this world and that they're good humans. And so I appreciate your grace in us doing things a little bit flexibly. And I'm in Florida this year having a Friendsgiving in a very different regards. And so we will be together at Christmas. And so this is new for us. And so I demonstrate that for you guys just to understand. I get it, of all the realms, of all of the pieces and feelings that you might be having. But anyway, let's get on to this thing, right? If you don't know me, a lot of my style is when the world feels big and heavy, I go the opposite way. So for me, a lot of my what I want to do or what I want to give is a smile in a day, a laugh in a day, a think in a day, and inspire you in a day. That's a lot of what makes me happy. And again, I do that on social media because look at the brilliance of that, of how many people I can spend a moment with just by giving a little bit of my energy. I think that's absolutely amazing. Now, well, let's go on to other things, right? There are some people that are in an amazing, beautiful space in their life that are just like life couldn't be better, right? Of just they're so thankful, they're so happy, things are going amazing, like it's turned out better than they thought, right? And there's other people who, gosh, whether it's the underdog or you were high and now you're low or whatever your situation is or society for sure, right? That it doesn't feel so great right now, right? I've always had a special place in my heart, whether by a high school teacher or, on social media or as a mother, for the underdog in life. That's just, there's a thing about me that just, that's a piece of my heart. And so I also want to demonstrate and show different pieces and places where you can be thankful in 2 seconds by yourself. I have spent an awful lot of my life like that, where so much of it is really about your mindset and your attitude. Whether fair or not fair, like you got to leave fair or not fair, because it burns a lot of energy that you don't need to burn. So, an example is things like, I'm doing this for my friend Faith, right? Like, enjoy the little things. I'm amazing at that. Like a cup of coffee in the morning or a hello while I'm walking and someone comes by, right? Or at the grocery store, somebody who just needs a hello. I'm happy to do that. Not everybody's happy to do that. I totally get it. That's just me, right? But I think that there's so many things when the world is feeling bigger that we can easily take it back. So I think we've been at this long enough, 2 years now, that we understand things can be all different fashions. The part I invite people on Thanksgiving about is the do what feels good to you. Also, do the things that make you feel like a good character person, and anything goes, right? So, anything goes. What I understand about Thanksgiving, particularly as a woman, particularly as a female energy, particularly as a mother, is there's a lot of different things happening for people at Thanksgiving, right? So sometimes for the holidays, it's beautiful and amazing. And you're in a place in your life where like things couldn't be better. I want to be clear that I'm in the sweet spot of life. So that's what it's called. It's taken me a while to embrace it. But the sweet spot is when your children are grown. I have finished that assignment. They will always be my significant people. There's no question. But I'm at the place where I am healthy and strong and happy and interested in a lot of things. My mother, which I have lost my father a long time ago, is healthy and is doing well. Her husband is healthy and doing well. And I am free to do the things that enjoy, myself in life, period, as a person, but also different things that I'm interested in and all of that. Why I share that with you is just in case there are people watching, particularly on LinkedIn, who are the young married, young parents, or going to be getting married, or those kind of things. Because I don't want them to look at me and feel like it's beautiful. I love my children, but it was busy when they were little, right? And so I only signify my place in life or stage in life so that you understand. I'm not suggesting eat, pray, love, leave your husband, leave your children, and go find some fantasy. I'm signaling I have loved every stage of my life for what it was, right? And that's the beautiful part. And so I think that what is really great about Thanksgiving is that so much of it is we have so many societal changes right now, and a lot of it is heartbreaking. and that's really hard on me. But a lot of it is also super exciting, right? Because a lot of it helps us understand you have this one amazing, beautiful life. That's all you've got. Why your energy is going. And I don't mean that in a sad way. I mean that in a, isn't it incredibly exciting that you have the opportunity? And everybody knows my favorite quote is, you are a once in all of history event. That is absolutely amazing and profound when I think about that. And that's the stuff I think about of like, please understand whether you're having a challenge or you're not, we are so excited to have you. I love all the variety in life. The last thing I'm interested in is everybody being the same. I'm also interested in the great parts of humanity as I don't watch the news. The amazing things that we are changing and evolving because we now understand things that a lot of people didn't used to understand or appreciate, right? Of just the fact that you have healthy, clean food is amazing. The fact that you can shower with clean water in a day is absolutely amazing. The fact that you have the ability to share, if you want to, your talents and your energy in the world is pretty amazing. Now I understand a lot of people during the holidays, it's not necessarily the, perfect great thing. So I also want to demonstrate to you. Yes, I have had a traditional life up until 2016. I have been somebody who got married and was able to have the children and was able to have the life that I dreamed of. And it is not everybody's life, right? But I have also transitioned from that life was not what I had dreamed and hoped it would be. And I had to make the hard decisions to move on. Now we are at a place where everybody is doing what is healthy and best and good for them. I have amazing friends in my life who have lost their wives or lost their husbands. I have been in places where my friends have lost their mothers or have lost their dads like me. And so I understand the holidays bring up all kinds of things, right? Of sometimes it feels the pain because you don't have that person who was the love or the nurturing or the traditions or the holidays. And yet we have an opportunity to create our own different holidays and traditions. It doesn't mean that it necessarily fixes or changes, but it's also exciting that if things were going in a way that you didn't necessarily want, this is your chance to go, gosh, now that I know these things, now that I've experienced these things in life, what might I like if you had the opportunity? It also gives you the opportunity to say, I am so incredibly thankful during this historic time in our lives where everyone got to clarify what are your absolute top 3 values and priorities. That's it. When we get in a historic place where things feel so different than what's our normal life, it helps us really prioritize. What do you want to spend your life on? What's most important to you? What do you care most about? Who do you love the most? What do you want to do the most? What do you want to stop doing the most? I know it feels uncomfortable, but it also feels amazing, right? And so I understand all these different shades of things. And that's, I think, what is most exciting for everybody to decide. A lot of what historically went not well was making our homes outside of ourselves. So that might sound different to you. I didn't become a realtor for like an odd reason, right? I am a real estate broker in 2 states, in Wisconsin and in Florida. I was enamored with homes when I was a little kid because I was born in the projects. And I moved up, born in a trailer park actually, moved up to the projects. And I was enamored with these people that looked so happy in a home, a secure foundation, right? And I was just like, what are these people and how did they do that? And how did they make their money? Because I was taught it was a money thing, which, it's not always a money thing. And I now realize that, weeks away from 54, so much of home is a feeling. I didn't used to understand the whole thing of my friends are my family. I understand now. My friends are also tremendously my family. They are hugely important to me. And I have met friends on social media that are friends in real life for me, and also just friends there. And that's okay, right? Because the world has become bigger and open and lots of opportunities for us. And then I also look at, what do I still want to come into my life, right? What do I still need to be just a little bit more open to? And I'm aware of that. And you should be aware of that. Of where are you a little bit still, too closed? Or you might do better to open your thinking or awareness of that. Or is it really not the way you'd like it to because of you? Right? Because we can attract amazing things with our energy. We can be thankful for incredibly simple things. One of my favorite things to do, which may surprise you, and I'm laughing, I'm now realizing you can't see I'm actually dressed. I have clothes on. This is what happens on social media. Um, is my little conversation with my postal person. So in Florida, there's a young gentleman who delivers my mail, and I won't say his name. And right away, we just connected. I have this really great ability to just connect with people, right? And so he and I connected right away. And I had a little bit of issue forwarding my mail. And lots of my mails disappeared this year. But he and I have had these little conversations. He's 28 years old. My children are going to be 25, 23, and 21. And so he and I have this great conversation as he comes to the mailbox or like does the route between I'm here and I'm in another location. And he is going to be actually just got engaged and is going to be starting his life. And so he'll have these little conversations with me each time he comes by about, buying a house or about his fiance or decisions he's making or whatever. I'm tremendously thankful for him. I learn a ton from our conversations. He teaches me perspectives of things that I maybe hadn't thought about before. I have a very good life in Wisconsin. I'm very fortunate to be able to have a great home and my family and my friends who are tremendously important to me. But I will also tell you, when we look at what do you feel thankful for in 2021 about all the good, bad, and ugly, right? I will tell you one of my absolute capturing pieces is I have not opened up my thinking as much in my lifetime as I have moving to Florida. Now, that might surprise you because you even say the word Florida, and particularly you say the word Naples, Florida, and people have an attitude and they have an opinion. But I'm going to tell you from myself what it is. It is. I have had the ability to be among people who are similar to myself, but also tremendously different than myself. I have had conversations that are very evolved, given everything that's going on in the world. I have been able to see different points of view. That is the asterisk. I have been able to see different points of view more than any time in my lifetime. And that I'm tremendously thankful for. Those are the kind of things that are nice to just take a pause and be able to look at, right? When we're looking at Thanksgiving and our world right now and the people that we have met and the opportunities that we have And so I'm just going to check the chat quickly. Rick, thank you so much. So Rick is from, I can tell you the people that I know. So Rick is from Canada. I got 2 Canadas. So this is interesting to me. LinkedIn shows up a lot for me on live. So I have 2 from Canada, LinkedIn user, which I totally get it. I have a lot of private people in my life, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But also Rick. So I've known Rick for a while. I'm not sure who LinkedIn user is, but listen, I got a lot of really important people on LinkedIn, and I totally respect and understand their privacy. So it is good and okay. Hello. I have people that I'm thinking about. This is the coolest part, right? Of somebody is spending the Thanksgiving in Cabo, right? I have had lots of different beautiful invitations from people, and I appreciate it tremendously. I have friends in Florida right now that are from the Midwest and have known me since high school. I have new friends that are international that I will also be spending part of the day with, which I tremendously appreciate. But I think this is exactly my point, right? That we can either decide that we are going to look at what is scary and not fabulous about the world, or we can look at what is beautiful and what is okay and what is good and what feels nice to us. And that's what I'm way more interested in terms of what we're doing and what we have an opportunity for. So I apologize about the planes. Planes go by here all the time because people are coming and going. But that's a cool thing, right? This is what I invite you to do today. So I'm a little bit of a teacher nerd. Some of you know that, others of you are not as used to that. I used to, as a high school teacher, way back in the day, make all of my students, both juniors and seniors, think about that. They're juniors and seniors in high school, and they're having some interesting challenges in their relationships. They're having parents at home that they're a little bit annoyed with, which is also a beautiful gift, right? Because it makes them brave enough to go out on their own, right? Because you have to get a little annoyed at home. It can't be super cozy or you'll stay there forever. That's part of what's built in. I used to make them say what they were thankful for personally. And I used to also, can you believe it, back in the day, make them say for every single student in their class that they spent an entire semester with, go around the room and tell me what you were thankful for about that person. I was a high school teacher, and there was not a single student in all of the years that I participated as a teacher that refused to participate, and I always gave them that option. My point in doing that was then each individual student sitting in that classroom got the opportunity for 28 usually people to say something they were thankful for. And that's what they left my classroom with. A lot of those students are still with me, unbelievably, in their 40s, married, kids, all this stuff, and they're still with Miss Martell. I invite you to take a look at today. What are the things that you are incredibly thankful for? If things are high and you're happy, write them down because we need to acknowledge that. It's wonderful. I invite you to have more of that, right? But I also invite you, if things are a little bit challenging, sit by yourself. You can do this in 5 minutes. I'm not asking you to do something significant. And think about, in the year of 2021, what am I incredibly grateful for? That is an amazing thing. That's the spirit that we want to carry with us. It's not necessarily about who do you have in your life, what things do you have in your life, what are you doing as a Thanksgiving or a Christmas. It is about going through your life in each moment, not even necessarily daily, feeling gratitude for this opportunity and for the fact that you are alive, you are breathing, you have an opportunity to affect other people. You have an ability to contribute. You have an ability to be quiet if you would like to. You have an ability to be loud if you would like to. And all of those things, I think, are tremendously amazing. Why I wanted to come on here for just a little bit is, again, you can do this with me now. You can replay me tomorrow. And I will release, because a lot of people realized I did this last Christmas, massively vulnerable to me. I released a You Are Not Alone at the Holidays. And I did that from my Wisconsin home. I will release it again December 1st. And I do that just for the fact that I want people to feel this amazing opportunity we have as humans. I see the news. I don't want to pay attention to it. I want to know we can build a different and better world. We can be thankful. We can enjoy each other. We can make a difference in life. We can beautifully say yes. Sorry about the car and one of my neighbors going to work. We have this ability to impact each other's lives in just a few minutes. And that's an amazing thing. So I wish you a tremendous 2021. Thanks giving, right? And all the best to all of you during all the holidays. I'm around. I appreciate you every day. I appreciate you connecting. I appreciate your questions. I appreciate all of us evolving. And I wish you the very best.